New Zealand has one of the highest rates of business startup in the world, and one of the highest rates of failure. But here to stop the rot, a mad butcher Peter Leach and his chief executive Michael Morton. With his flair for marketing and promotion, Peter can sell ice to Eskimos, while Mike is the numbers man with a sharp eye for the bottom line. A dream team for business nightmares. Tonight, a homeware store in trouble.
Why didn't you ring and talk to us?
Well, I should have.
A mini golf course with no punters.
He's 26 years old, but he's sick of the daily grind of...
Get a grip on yourself, son.
And a tea company that's gone off the boil.
You need to sit there because I can't believe you haven't put barcode in it.
Tough talking, no excuses. Tonight on A Mad Business. Nikki was just 26 years old when she and husband Dan bought the Home Store, a homeware store in Newmarket, an upmarket area of Auckland. Sounds like money for jam. It's anything but.
The Home Store has been my life for the last 4 years. I have put blood and tears into it.
We sort of envisaged long buying trips through Europe, months at a time in Tuscany, and money rolling in the front door.
But the money isn't rolling in. And to make matters worse, Nikki and Dan went up to their eyeballs in debt to buy the business.
We were probably a little bit naive in terms of the amount of effort and the amount of money it was going to take. It's like a black hole. We chose a location in Auckland that's not street frontage. So our challenge has always been, how do we get people to know where we are?
Our overheads are a lot more expensive than perhaps we'd like.
We're not dealing with the lower end of the market, so the stock is very expensive. We have all our money at the moment invested in this business.
We haven't started a family yet because of that. We also haven't bought a house, so we've really put a lot on the line for this business.
Really, I guess my biggest fear would be to lose it.
The store is Nikki's baby. She has 10 staff, but she still attends to every detail.
She is a perfectionist and a bit of a micromanager, so a lot of the big strategic decisions that she needs to make has to wait till she comes home. I'd like to see her step away from some of the day-to-day stuff, spend a little bit more time working on the strategic stuff.
No, the real reason is you just don't want to work at home at night.
There's nothing I'd rather be doing, darling.
It's a grim equation, working day and night and not making a profit. But the cavalry is on its way. Business brains Peter Leach and his CEO Mike Morton, two guys who know a lot about selling.
Well, Nikki, the first thing we notice, you've got a sign up here that may be very fancy, but I don't know what good that's going to do your shop. Home Store doesn't tell you a lot. You've got a sign out here, cost of demand special is 50%. Now, excuse my ignorance, I don't know what that is. Is it silverware? Is it women's lingerie? Right. I don't know. What you've got here, you've got people walking past. You've got to try to get them and divert them up the alleyway. And I just don't know if that's going to do it. What made you choose this particular location? Because let me tell you, we wouldn't put a mad butcher shop in there.
At the time, we thought it was a reasonably good location.
But this isn't what I would call prime Newmarket. This is down the bottom end. But let's go and have a look at your shop now. Okay? You see, Nikki, we're coming into the store. It's a very big store. It's a lovely big store. But you've got a sign out there, 50% off that Costa Marera stuff. And I can't see it. I would think when you come in, there would be a nice big stand and sign there, 50% off, bloody big 50%. Big as Texas, like your shop. You got a big Texas, but look at your bloody signs. Look at that. That's a joke.
But we would have to go and get those professionally done. It's always a cost.
You don't. No, I'm a retailer of 38 years. Don't talk bloody bullshit to me. You can go to the Whitcoulls, buy a bit of paper and a crayon, make a sign. You don't have to have designer bloody sign. You might be in a design area, but you want to sell bloody stuff or not. The other thing I would ask you, what do you do to combat shrinkage here? I mean, see, we know the theft we have in our stores. I mean, you've got a massive store here, and you must have a bit of a problem there.
It is a constant worry in a store like this, especially with the 2 doors. We have to have extra staff on. Yes. That is one of our biggest costs.
Where does your main traffic come from? From Newmarket?
Probably from Broadway.
Then the other doors are the doors we're closed. And let's talk to the landlords. If the doors are taken out and we re-glass it, which wouldn't be a big exercise, people believe this is the main door, it will cut down on your staff.
And the other thing is, I think, because the entrance is all glass, I actually walk past this entrance.
Right.
Now, I may not be the brightest guy in the classroom, but I actually walk past it.
Peter might miss a doorway, but Mike doesn't miss a marketing opportunity.
It's most probably one of the biggest retail days of the year is in a couple of weeks' time being Mother's Day, but yet I can see nothing that's directly attributed to mothers.
Should have looked in the window.
Thank you.
Was there something in the window?
Yes, there was.
Every window display has got a Mother's Day sign on it.
Okay, so I didn't see it. I apologise for that. But as we've walked around the displays, I've seen nothing anywhere that says this is a good idea for you to buy this for Mum.
That's a good point. You know, it's a big day, everyone, you know. My mother's dead, but I still want to buy her a present because I love that so dearly. You know what I mean? And I saw the little sign, you know, and you should have a big sign. Mother's Day coming. You touch the heart, you know, you reek at the heart.
Peter's making a heartfelt plea for bigger and better signs.
Won't hurt you to go outside the square and try things, you know.
Also aware that I agree with you. I hate handwritten stuff. Peter loves it. So,
but I am the king and he's only the apprentice, to be fair. Ah, we got it. Is that 5? Oh, look.
That's 50.
Well, that's not...
That's a bargain.
But you see, that's not clear to me. This is how I would do 50, all right? You tell me what's the clearest 50% off.
They look exactly the same.
Not to me. That O is right up. It doesn't...
Yeah. Well, this is part of our branding, but you're saying that that's not clear in terms of...
I just like
I
simple.
think that's a bargain.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it may be a bargain. I'm going to ring my wife because I may buy some if it's a bargain. But I'm just saying that's not clear to me.
Okay.
Nikki, everyone loves a bargain. Doctors, lawyers, politicians, they all love a bargain. I've been in retail, you know, near 40 years, and one thing I can guarantee you, everyone loves a bargain.
The store takes up 500 square metres of floor space, and part of it includes a fully working kitchen.
So, Nikki, the kitchen, what do you do with the kitchen?
Well, we're probably not utilising it as much as I would like to.
On a $1 per metre, Nikki, is it the best utilisation of space for the shop?
Well, probably not.
Nikki, this is a great kitchen, and you say it's a fully workable kitchen. What about having a coffee bar in here? There is a chain in Australia that have, you know, the coffee bar and a store like yours combined in one. So maybe that's something you could try.
Forget synergy, think energy. Nikki's wasting precious energy micromanaging every detail of the business.
I am pretty much bogged down in the ordering, the marketing, everything for the business.
Do you have a problem with delegation?
I think I probably do.
Yeah, you see, one of the arts of being successful in business is delegation. Hence, I've got Michael. Michael does all the work now, and I just look over his shoulder.
That would be great.
Nikki must be doing something right because Peter can't resist spending some money before leaving the home store.
It's colour, it looks nice stuff. It's a very bright, you know, it's really good. And that attracts me. I'd buy that bowl, to be fair. It's nice.
It's 50% off.
Is it a fruit bowl?
It can be any kind of bowl you would like.
Well, Nikki, I think we've seen enough. Michael, I think we need to go away now and talk about talk about what we've seen. Nice to have met you.
Yeah, thank you.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll just buy one of these as I go, I think.
I thought you wanted the bowl.
No, I'll buy the plate, I think. Yeah. Well, it's got the potential, but...
There's definitely some location issues. It's not visible from the street. We need to find a way of dragging people into the shop.
She's always saying she hasn't got time, so she's got to pick up a man management skills of her time and make the time to make it happen.
So to grow the business, she needs other people to step up and to work on those aspects as well.
We need to sit down and go through it all.
Back at base, Peter's on the blower getting opinions from people likely to shop at the home store.
You would be the target market. You know, you shop in the better quality shops and just trying to get your overview of the store. What you think is good about the store, what you think is bad about the store.
Mike's working on the cafe idea.
So the cafe's a goer from the landlord's point of view. You've got contractors giving you quotes.
And the home store has an internet site, but how easy is it to find?
Typed in wedding list, what am I finding? Good girl. Right, she's on the first page now, so that's all good.
Not enough middle of the road price stuff. Okay, so if you want to buy a present for an engagement party, it's not one of your A-list friends, it's one of your B-list friends. You don't want to spend quite as much. They don't cater for that as well. Okay.
Coming up, Peter and Mike put together a plan for the home store.
You've got to look at the stock you carry. You see, you're catering for the up-here market. I'm not saying you should become a mad butcher store.
And they're called in to rescue a struggling mini-golf business.
At the moment, my mini-golf course isn't covering all costs. I'm losing a couple of hundred a week.
26-year-old Michael Toon has an ambition most of us share.
My goal in life is to not need to work. I just want to have the money to muck around and play, travel, play golf whenever I want. Yeah, I just want a lifestyle where I'm not restricted by my job.
With a double major in economics and finance, young Michael got a job as a financial analyst, but not for long. After 2 years, he ditched the corporate world, convinced his parents into going guarantor on a large loan, and bought a business.
I knew I liked mini-golf, and from my financial analyst background, I thought if I get enough people in, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. I thought it would be tough, but I don't know, I always land on my feet. I thought I'd be able to handle it. I was a little wrong. It's a lot of effort. And instead of running the business seems to run me. At the moment, my mini golf course isn't covering all costs. I'm losing a couple of hundred a week. My business plan, you know, the financials, which I'm a financial analyst, so you'd expect me to be good at business plans, don't sort of add up.
Losing money every week will see Michael's business go down the hole. To get out of the rough, this rookie needs some serious help.
I'm not happy about all the leaves on the ground. I'd have them picked up with a leaf catcher. But when did you buy it?
About 3 months ago.
Why did you buy mini-golf?
I was tired of working 9 to 5 at a finance job, and I thought starting a business was the sort of right thing to do.
Starting a business is a good idea, but why did you choose mini-golf as the business?
I enjoy mini-golf, and also mini-golf is large fixed costs but no variable costs apart from wages and rent. 1,000 people coming in compared to one person coming in is still the same amount of costs. So if I get the numbers in, you know, I'll be away laughing.
Did you ever think about setting up your own one? I mean, so you brought an existing one.
I did look at that, but there's a significant capital cost.
Yes. And
my mini golf course is a beautiful garden. I spent a significant amount upgrading it. It's a good astroturf. And then I've made the 13th hole, which is a bit special.
All right, Mike, let's take us to the 13th hole. 13th hole, eh? Some would say the unlucky hole. What's the big deal about it?
Well, you put the golf ball on the tyre,
Yep.
You've got the target over there, you're fully enclosed with a net, and you can absolutely smash it, hit that target, and you get a shot off your score.
All right. Well, I might just give it a good smash too.
Useless!
Not wide enough.
So, Michael, tell us, what issues are you facing with the business? You've had it for 3 months, is that correct?
3 months. Weekdays when it's not school holidays, it's dead.
Have you approached the local schools to run inter-school competition down here?
I have approached the schools, but probably not as proactively as I should. But yeah, I'm going to look into that.
Michael, in simplicity, it's not going to happen unless you get off your ass and make it happen. So you have to become more proactive, and instead of thinking about doing it, you have to do it. It won't happen unless you make it happen.
Michael's mini-golf setup is in Onehunga, a suburb about 10 k's from central Auckland.
Now, how would I know that it's here? I went on the internet, Mike. I typed in mini-golf. Yours didn't come up.
What's your website called?
www.mgo.co.nz for mini-golf.
I'd be looking up mini-golf.
Yeah, but if you go under Yellow Pages, type mini-golf.
What do you mean Yellow Pages?
There's a website.
Oh, you see, I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
I think your biggest asset here is Dressmart across the road. That's a very, very busy facility. There'd be 10,000 people coming there, I'd say, at least every day in the weekend. You need somehow to tap into them.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. I've got one more thing to do. I'm going to get the hole in one. The hole in one. When you're good, you're good. Hole in one! Yes! A hole in one! Oh, look out! Eat your heart out, Tiger Woods. I'm too good. You've got to learn that just because you're brainy, it doesn't happen.
He's up against facilities that are a lot better than that. He needs to focus on the people that are in his immediate type vicinity. Signage is really poor on the building.
He certainly should have a massive sign on the road.
Yeah, exactly. We need to look at where he's spending his advertising dollars. I think he's been using a media that's far too broad.
But he doesn't understand the media.
No, but that's where we can help him in marketing in
38
those
years
areas.
experience, we should be able to help him. Well, we need to get someone in to help us, Michael.
Yeah, look, I think as long as he does that and that he's prepared to work. It scared me a little bit when I read through some of the notes. He's 26 years old, but he's sick of the daily grind of 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock at the age of 26.
Get a grip on yourself, son.
MiniGolf Michael has placed some ads in the Sunday paper to try and bring in the punters.
Listen to this. Back when hairstyles were big, Lakotas was the only polo worth wearing, and the Love Boat was cool. Everyone played mini golf on the weekend. Sad to say, in 2005, except for the polos, that's all become posing. Well, a bloody load of rubbish. You think they're trying to sell it, you'd put something more positive in there than fact.
Well, he hasn't done himself any favours, has he, if that's his big effort on the advertising. Here's his competition, the one we've spoken to him about out at the airport there.
Look at the difference, mate.
Yeah, one's trying to sell the thing and the other one's more talking about himself, really.
Loads of rubbish. Look, we need to get tough with this young bloke, mate. I think, mate, he's got his head right up his arse, to be fair. We need to get that out.
After the break, Michael's head goes further into the darkness.
I can see myself being 50, thinking, oh, this MiniGolf course is great, and that's one of the few companies I don't sell because I enjoy it.
And Nikki and Dan make a major mistake.
Why didn't you ring and talk to us?
Well,
Mate, why did you not ring and talk to us?
Michael Toon is working a second job to cover the hundreds of dollars a week he's losing from his mini-golf business. And back at Sausage Heaven, Peter's working the phone and Mike's working the profit line.
Oh, Jonathan, it's Peter Leach, the Mad Butcher here. How are you? Go the Crusaders. Hey, I've got a young guy that's got a little mini golf thing in Onehunga, and I'm keen to talk to you about teeing up a meeting and see if we can't do something that will be beneficial to you and to him.
Michael's been given the hurry up and has swung into action on the marketing.
Hi, this is Michael from MiniGolf Onehunga. Yeah, well, I could come in, show you the posters, and then you can make your decision then.
Uptown, Nikki and Dan have been fired up by some of Peter and Mike's ideas. In an effort to lift their profile and get customers coming into their Newmarket homeware store, they're ripping into some radio advertising. And it's not long before it's signed up and out there.
The home store is big. 500 square metres big. One could really get lost in here. Good thing the staff are friendly and helpful. Excuse me, which way to the Jamie Oliver cookware?
the radio commercial we were quite impressed with. We've committed to advertising on this contract for 12 months. We won't know whether the branding ads are effective, I guess, until we put them on.
The home store. Big brands, big store.
Now it's evaluation time for Nikki and Dan in the Butcher boardroom. Peter's armed with some feedback from his shopper spies.
We were reasonably impressed with the shop. You know, the shop's a lovely shop, well stocked. But one of the people we spoke to said, oh, it's great, but she said, if you want to buy just something middle of the road, you haven't got it. And she said, so her words, not mine, they limit their market.
Can I say something to that though,
yeah.
because that very is where we're going. I don't want to compete with the lower market.
No, we didn't say lower, we said middle of the road.
Well,
road.
lower to middle of the road, because we do need to be different from our competitors, and that high-end product is our point of difference.
Let me tell you something. The lady I spoke to, she would be definitely your market. But
She
her
basically
comment-
said, Nikki, that you might get her coming and shopping in your shop 2 out of the 4 shopping occasions that she has to buying a giftware type of product.
You've got to look at the stock you carry. You see, you're catering for the up here market, but you know, there's a far bigger market out there that wants something average. You know, I'm not saying you should become a Mad Butcher store where we cater, you know, for the working class. That's our real. Well, we serve meat to anyone, to be fair. You know, we had Phil a steak on the other week, and we had people driving up in Bentleys to get them. You know, and that's the difference between me and you. We cater for the whole market.
I agree with that. If we're going to focus on that upper end of the market, we can't have 500 square metres on Broadway. If we're going to keep the store that big, I think we've got to look at perhaps catering more to the middle of the market, like you say.
I think we need to pick on some of the positives of the shop. You're the biggest home store in Newmarket, and we should be using that as part of the selling and the appeal process of your store. You said a big part of your business was the wedding list and so forth, and when I went into the website, I typed in wedding and so forth, and it was the third one on the list, so that was great to see, and it went straight to your wedding page as well. It didn't go to your home page, and so I thought that was really good.
How did that happen?
Don't know.
I don't know, because I haven't done anything on that. So
well, it's a miracle.
Maybe you've done the computer, but Michael's learning on the computer, not giving them lessons, so maybe you picked up on that. Yeah.
So what did you think about the cafe idea that we talked about?
Oh, the cafe idea is a good idea because that can offset some of your rents. How you go about doing the cafe is the key ingredient, isn't it, Michael?
I think the person that has the CAF needs to have some real equity involvement so that they're hurting like you would be when it's your
They have
total
to put
investment.
their balls in the vice, that's what he's trying to say.
You're not a coffee expert, but you know the feel that you want within the shop, the smell of coffee coming into the shop.
Big meaty
the hot
ham
soup.
sandwiches.
Peter will come in and buy them.
Overall, I think the cap's a great idea because it's going to offset some of your rent, which will help you immensely.
Peter and Mike have lined up some people to help Nikki and Dan with advertising, not realising they've already gone ahead with their own schedule.
We'd like to get you to meet with some different paper reps as well as some maybe some radio reps, because I think what we need to do is have a clear understanding what works, what doesn't work for us.
And that's an area we can help you because of our spend. We can put some leverage on them to come to the party a little bit.
Only that I've done just that. The radio came and saw us, and we've never used radio as a medium.
So have you done something?
Yes, I've signed up to, well, because there was a deadline.
Why didn't you ring and talk to us?
Well,
Mate, why did you not ring and talk to us?
well, I should have.
Well, Christ, we offered you the opportunity. All you had to do was pick up the phone and ask us. We could have advised you.
Peter was quite right. I mean, we should have got on the phone and given either Peter or Mike a call just to talk to them about it.
I told you you should have called them.
I'm going to punch you.
Now, what can Peter and Mike do to turn Michael's mini-golf business around?
Well, Michael, don't know what you've been doing, but we've been busy. We've been down to the waterfront, looked at the mini-golf down there. We've been out to the airport out there.
I think, Mike, from us travelling around and looking at the other golf links, it's come really evident more so to us that you're going to pull people from your immediate vicinity. And I know you're a mini-golf purist and you believe that...
Oh, the turf he's got there, the turf, it's great!
That your AstroTurf is true and correct and the ball will go in the right line, but I think from an entertainment point of view, you're up against the people that have got just some big capital invested in their type of ventures, being the one out at the airport.
We have organised a meeting with the big boss at Dressmark. He's kindly flying up from Christchurch to meet with us.
That's fantastic.
We also tee up a meeting with Suburban Newspapers local rep because we believe that is your target market.
We're looking at maybe a 2-for-1 offer, and I think we should tie them with some sort of other type of activity, be a sausage sizzle or some sort of carnival type atmosphere there.
What have you been up to since we last spoke?
I've emailed all the schools saying, hey, if you want to use this fundraising event...
Any feedback?
I've got one school that's come back and they want to do a fundraiser on June 13th.
That's positive.
And the 15th.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's really positive, mate.
Yep, it's positive, but it's early days. Way too early for Michael to be making retirement plans.
I definitely think this mini golf course is going to succeed, and I can see myself being 50 thinking, oh, this mini golf course is great, and that's one of the few companies I don't sell because I enjoy it.
Next on A Mad Business, they've imported a container load of tea.
Coming out of the rain for some lovely hot tea.
But no one's buying, and Peter does some straight talking.
And they got to get their heads out of their ass and start some hard, serious work.
The tea business is no place for the uninitiated, but try telling that to 5 graduates from business school.
Essentially, Attic Tea, we're tea merchants.
The company that we bought into has a small tea shop just off Dominion Road.
We import tea from China.
The Attic company that we formed was formed initially with 5 directors, and then we sold on to another 6 shareholders from the class.
We thought we'd take it as a practical learning experience as well.
We had some pretty good plans of what we wanted to do, and we were reasonably excited about that, so we raced in and shipped a whole container of tea.
We've gone and imported, branded, packaged 72,000 units of tea.
We totally underestimated the hard yards that you need.
We're still sitting on 72,000 units of tea, and we've got to pay for it.
We haven't put as much time into as we needed to.
We've got all the tea in China, believe me, but we just haven't got rid of it.
How many people involved in the company? Like how many owners are there?
We've got 5 core people who form up a board. and we've also got 9 people who are shareholders.
You've been at university. Just tell me how many people have a financial interest in the business. Forget the fancy words.
You've got 9 altogether.
That's what
We've
I
got
want to know.
financial
9.
stake. That's right.
Okay, yeah. So you've got potentially 9 bosses. That's what I'm getting at.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The 9 bosses decided to repackage the tea for the local market, but Peter's spotted a problem.
The word tea doesn't stick out. So if I saw that on a supermarket shelf, I wouldn't know that as tea, you see.
No, but I think when you go to buy tea, you head for the tea section, and then once you're there and you're presented with all the tea in China,
very good tea in China.
You then, and that's what ATIC stands for, all the tea in China.
Just while we're here looking at the packaging, you said you designed it yourself. Does it comply with the labelling regulations for New Zealand?
To be honest, I wouldn't have a clue.
You're joking.
No, not
Mate,
at all.
you've been to university. You got how many partners in the business?
It looks
9, and you don't know that?
As well as there's no barcoding on the product, so no big retailer's going to take the product without any barcoding
You're
on
right.
it. The other thing on the packaging is the way that it's sealed at the bottom. It can't stand on a shelf, won't stand on its own. You'll see that when you try and put one up, others try to fall over.
You need to sit there because I can't believe you haven't put barcoding in it.
Peter's rapidly losing his taste for tea.
Have you ever thought about buying a bigger teapot? It'd be a lot easier. You've filled it up 5 times since we've been here.
Oolong tea is suited for the small teapot.
Okay.
Do you honestly believe that you're going to convince the average New Zealander to get involved in a tea ceremony type experience rather than having a cup of tea?
We operate a little stall in the Takapuna market, and there are a lot of people who are really keen on experiencing.
Did they buy the tea?
Absolutely. They bought the tea all right.
Steve, you say positive feedback. We've been here for nearly an hour. The phone's gone once, hasn't been a knock on the door. And I see positive feedback as the till ringing, and I don't see that happening. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking at those bloody small teacups and I'm thinking, I've never been into a European's home and had a small cup of tea like that. And what you're trying to do, you're trying to change 100 years of existence, you know, and I find that, you know, unbelievable. Yeah. Particularly when you've all been to university.
My answer to that was that 10 years ago, no one would have thought of selling bottled water in New Zealand because we had great water, but someone decided to do it, and they created a market out of that.
Yeah, that was a good reply. Kiwis hadn't been drinking water out of bottles, so it was a new thing. What you're doing, you're trying to reinvent the wheel, which is a lot different from the water scenario.
Peter, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, don't be so stupid.
Peter is bigger than the persona he exudes on television, and meeting him is a hell of an experience, you know. He's larger than life.
Well, Michael, interesting scenario. Group of guys gone to university, have no idea about retailing, learn all this stuff, then go out in the wide world and do their own thing, and haven't done it very well.
I think they were carried away by greed, basically. If you look at the money that they've invested to bring in the tea and the retail prices that they're selling, there's great markups.
The only trouble is, if you
to
don't sell it, you don't make anything.
It's very cool. If you look at the best before, they've got less than a year to sell it. It's my understanding they've got 72,000 units, and I don't think they're selling bugger all out of that shop.
What's the first thing you learn about retail? Position, position, position. Second thing, car parking. Mate, I drove around for 20 minutes to get a car park. Then I had to give a guy a bag of sausages to get a car park.
We need to understand from them what their sales are to date, what avenues have they tried, what avenues are still to try from a wholesale point of view.
Michael, I've got some serious doubts about it, but I'd like to talk to them a little bit further before I come up with that decision.
Young financial analyst Michael Toon is desperate to get his mini golf course in Onehunga working. Peter and Mike have lined up a meeting with Dressmart, a big retail mall opposite Michael's mini golf business that draws in 50,000 people every week.
So, Michael, tell them what we're thinking about.
We'd like to be able to tap into your customers that come in some way to help Michael's business out. A couple of the options that we considered were some type of signage around your facility.
You're talking about around the perimeter of the centre. There's resource consent issues and things like that involved with putting signage on the outside of buildings.
What about the likes of giving Michael permission where he could come and approach the retailers that you have within the centre, where he could get a nice card holder made up that went on their counters?
I think the difficulty we've got with that is we start doing that for one business, then we're just going to get every single small business operator knocking on our door saying, look, you're doing it for this business, why won't you do it for us? So what about if we ran something that was more of a promotional exercise within the centre? Outside Puma, there's an area between some pillars. We could set up a very simple mini-putt type green. Everybody that holds one gets a mini-putt voucher, and maybe we give a major prize away at the end of the promotion.
And as we're going to do it outside Puma, we could get a signed Vodafone Warrior jersey.
Absolutely.
And give that away.
Now you're talking.
Because Puma make the jerseys.
That's good.
What do you think so far, Michael?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Are you getting excited? You're allowed to show your expression.
I think I'd be able to get something set up.
No,
I'm sure he could, mate. I'm sure he could. Let's get positive stuff.
It seems Michael needs a bit of a kick up the proverbial, and who better to give it than Peter?
Because, mate, you're going to have to be focused, committed. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. You're going to have to take a week off work.
I'll be here half the time.
3/4 of the time.
3/4.
If you're not here 3/4 of the time, it's not worth doing it.
Okay.
To be blunt. These people have opened the doors and given you the opportunity.
I'll be here for the second week of school holidays.
Peter's not going to let Michael off the hook.
Got to say, I was disappointed with the fact you were trying to edge you out of not being here. Mate, that is a lack of commitment. You need to think about that real hard and make a big, big effort, because Big Boy's going to be watching you.
With the threat of Big Boy watching, Michael gets to work on his mini-golf green.
I'll put the ramp. Can I have no border on it so it could actually roll off into the water?
Yep.
Because that look cool.
Yeah, look like a real cast.
Yeah. Come on,
Okay. Yeah.
Next, a meeting with the local newspaper rep to promote his buy one get one free offer and entice customers to his mini-golf course.
You'll have the sausages, of course, and you'll buy the sausages from the right place, won't you, Michael?
Man, butcher, always.
Good boy.
And Michael's even come up with a marketing plan of his own, advertising on the back of supermarket receipts. And back at Sausage Heaven, Peter's on the blower again.
Hello, darling. Is that my lovely Emma from Puma? It's your old mate, the Mad Butcher. How are you, dear? To be blunt with you, we'd like to get a signed Vodafone Warrior jersey off you so we can give it away. Part of a competition. Okay.
While Peter's teeing up the mini-golf, Mike's checking up on the tea business.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, you put in even the name of the company and it's not even coming up anywhere in the website. I mean, green tea. Yeah, these boys sell green tea. So these are the guys who got the retail shop in Botany, where most of the Asian population in Auckland is based. Not only can you go there and it's got a great looking shot, you can also buy online from all anywhere in New Zealand. Oh, beautiful. Finally, here it is. They've got a homepage. Tea product, how do I buy it? How to prepare. It doesn't even tell you how to buy the stuff. Plenty of articles about how good it is for you. Oh, it's bollocks. Well, no wonder these boys are struggling.
The tea boys have MBAs but no marketing ideas. Peter's got no MBA, but he's got an idea or two.
Mark, it's your old mate, the Mad Butcher. I need your help, mate. I've got 3 or 4 guys with, I think, the BHs or some sort of certificates from bloody university. They've got a bundle of Chinese tea, and it's not selling that well, and we need to move it. You're the wheeler and dealer. You're the smart Chinaman, so we need your help.
So far, Attic Tea's main outlet for sales has been the weekend markets at Takapuna.
The alarm goes off at 2:30 in the morning. In order to get a position at the market, I need to be down here at 3 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, they open it up to all us casual guys, and we try and fight for a spot here. I spend most of the morning here talking to people about green tea. It's our Pearl Dragon tea, which is infused with jasmine. Have a little smell of that. It's gorgeous. Not a lot of selling going on, but it's a great branding opportunity and a great opportunity to talk to people about our tea. Hi there, how are you?
I'm very wet.
Well, come in, I'll shout you a cup of tea. I'm here from 3 o'clock, literally through until 12. We're doing anything between 40 and 55, 60 bucks an hour. Today we're doing nothing. Nothing an hour. Come in out of the rain for some lovely hot tea.
Next on A Mad Business, Nikki and Dan drop a bombshell. and the tea boys get a dunking.
I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. What I see at the end of the tunnel is a bloody brick wall.
Mike Morton can't resist checking up on Michael Toon. Thanks to Peter and Mike, he's running a promotion in the Dressmart complex, a big shopping mall over the road from his golf course. It's a wonderful marketing opportunity for Michael, but will he make the most of it?
Because you got a hole in one, you get a 2-for-1 at MiniGolf only hanger.
Oh, thank you very much.
And because you roll a 6, you get new soft black nut licorice.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mike, we got your golden opportunity to promote your mini golf course. How much time are you spending here?
I'm going to be here 5 days, both weekends and the first Monday, which was yesterday.
Have you promoted the giveaways well enough? I mean, where's the Warriors jersey that you had?
The Warriors jersey, it's in the Puma store. There's big signs saying, you know, you can win the Warriors jersey. And then there's the Tiger Woods EA PlayStation games.
So why aren't those prizes on these main signs?
I thought I was going to be able to put a sign up, a third sign, having the major prizes. Unfortunately, we could only put up 2. So I guess bad planning or miscommunication.
It's lack of detail, Mike. That's the sort of thing that will make you win or not win. That's the sort of thing you needed to check out before you started, so you had it nailed when we came here.
Lucky Peter's not here, or it wouldn't be just the signs getting nailed.
All right, cut to the chase. Is it working for us?
Yeah, I think it is. It's great. Lots of kids playing it.
Not worried about people playing on the castle. Are they coming to your golf course?
Yeah, they are.
Sounds like the promotion is working. But wait, there's more.
Here's your ad. It's a full pager in the local paper. So we've got it going in the Central Leader and the Manukau Courier. You've got 2 full pages for about the same price as what a little quarter page did in the broadsheet paper. So, and you're speaking to your people that live around your golf course. It's good, it's bright, it says that it's free, you know, buy one, get one free.
I think it's absolutely superb. All the detail's great.
Across town, some of Peter and Mike's advice has taken effect. The Homesotre are having an in-store expo. Handwritten signs are up, and there are bargains to be had. The money's beginning to roll in. They might get that holiday in Tuscany after all. But Nikki and Dan are up to something. We've called a meeting with Peter and Mike.
Well, I've heard you've got some great new idea. What is it?
Yes, we've been approached to open another home store in the new Sylvia Park mall development.
So open another store when you're still battling to get this going. Isn't that a bit dumb?
I think we'd both agree on that.
1, we haven't really got this one humming yet, so conscious of that. 2, don't really know a whole lot about Sylvia Park or going in shopping malls, so there's a big risk, and if we don't get it right, it has serious impact on us personally and this existing store as well.
However, we've done a little bit of research into the market.
To help us make the decision, we've done some fairly detailed financial budgeting for the first 2 years, and we've been very pessimistic with our turnover, and we're fairly confident that even with the worst case scenario we can still make a go of it.
My understanding of most mall agreements is one is it's a fixed term contract to start with. If you do want to vacate the premises down the track before the end of your lease terms, you would have to spend a lot of money buying your way out. Are you absolutely confident that you've covered every base from that point of view?
We've had some legal advice as well, and we've talked to some people who have done retail in similar malls. I'm also fairly confident the terms that we're negotiating are extremely favourable. They certainly stack up on paper anyway.
Also, one of the other issues was your time management and your lack of delegation. You've got the issues currently. How are you going to deal with it in the second store?
Yeah, well, that's certainly a real concern for us because obviously I'm struggling with the workload now, let alone a second shop. And I think we'll probably have to look at maybe bringing a partner in.
I think you've got to be really honest with yourself, though. If you did the strength and weakness analysis, I think there'll be more on the weakness side of it. I don't think you've nailed this first, and I think you should be nailing this before you move on. You know, gut feeling, I think you need to learn to crawl before you run.
I wouldn't be going into a second venture until I got this one 101% right. Sorry, that's my feeling.
Will Peter and Mike's fears be proven right, or can Nikki and Dan pull off this new venture? We'll find out later in the series. Steve and his Attic Tea business partners are not having much success selling 72,000 units of badly packaged tea. Tea has a limited shelf life, so they've got to move on it quickly. To his credit, Steve hasn't given up trying.
I'm just following up on a supply of tea into your lounges. I'm hoping to firm up a time with you. Hi, it's Steve McKenzie from Attic Teas. I'll be flying into Wellington at 8:30, and what I want to do is just bring them down to you. Can we hook up a time now? Perhaps have a little tasting and a little natter about the tea and how to make it and all this kind of stuff.
Meanwhile, the promotion at Dressmart and the full-page newspaper advertising is delivering great results at Onehunga MiniGolf.
Yesterday was fantastic weather. We didn't have any like school holiday programs or anything like that, but we had a truckload of people come in, like a truckload.
And that means a truckload of cash. Finally, thanks to Peter and Mike, Michael Toon's mini-golf business is paying its way.
Comparing it to my finance sort of contract work at other companies, the money from my mini-golf course, you know, I could be still earning that while I'm lying on the couch.
No time for lying on the couch, Michael. Your business might be out of the woods, but there's a long way to go. Back at base, it's time to sort out the tea merchants. Steve's turned up for a meeting with Peter and Mike. His university training didn't cover the Peter Leach School of Hard Knocks, so he's bringing support.
I'm bringing along David Walker today. He's one of the other business partners, and give him a chance to see how the two boys are in action, which I must say from our last experience, they can be quite demanding and challenging people. So, yeah, really looking forward to it.
Well, don't know what you've been up to, but we've certainly been busy. We've been over and looked at the stall at the market. We've been down to Wellington. There's a tea house down there, the House of Tea. It's interesting, they've just closed their shop and they're marketing from home. And what have you been up to?
We've been trying to sell the stuff, knocking on a few doors around about the place, spoken to a local distributor here in Auckland about what it's going to take for them to distribute our tea. So still doing the hard yards, knocking on doors and just trying to develop some sales.
So where have you got with that? Does anybody want it?
No, not at the moment. A couple of people have taken it on board, one local cafe out in the west and a bar in centre of town.
Is that going to get rid of the volume that you've got?
No, I don't think that's going to make a difference, Mike.
You've got a product that's a perishable type product that you're going to run out of time doing. You need to find a one-off type bulk purchase or a big supplier that's got the throughput to go through. You've approached all of those people?
Tried to approach the new worlds and progressives of this world, and trying to get a foot in the door is bloody difficult.
What about the big Asian markets, you know, the big Asian supermarkets? Have you been to them?
Yeah, we've knocked on their door as well, but what you find with Asian supermarkets is that they're importing the stuff themselves straight out of China.
Do you still believe in the product?
Oh, absolutely. Otherwise we wouldn't be pounding the street, mate.
Okay. Look, to be honest, I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. What I see at the end of the tunnel is a bloody brick wall.
You're committed, you got the 72,000 packets of tea packed, the packaging's terrible, it doesn't stand on a shelf, it's got no barcoding on it, you've done the numbers based on a financial point of view, it's got magnificent margins when you look at the financial side of it. Great, everybody would want to be into it, but if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. And I think there's a problem you've come up against. The people who are buying that product are doing it. You bought a retail business that's not viable. You've been to your establishment, you look at that of the competition, you're chalk and cheese apart. You're nowhere near the level of competition of what's out there in the retail market.
No, because it's a very new, small, underfunded business, and that's always part of the excitement of it. It's
not exciting when you're losing money and you've got 72,000 units.
We would love nothing more to be able to tell you that, hey, at the end of the tunnel we see a massive pot of gold. But the reality is, in my heart, I think you're flogging a dead horse. Our recommendation to you is that you quit the stock you've got.
You need to do a break-even analysis of what it's going to cost us to unpackage the tea and biff the packaging and sell it all as bulk again.
And go into something, but not in a perishable product, because perishable is so dangerous. You have limited time. We would love it if we could turn it around and get you, and we'd look great on TV. But the reality is we can't come up with the answers.
No answers. No light at the end of the tunnel. The MBA boys have learned a harsh lesson from this business venture. Next time on A Mad Business, feathers fly in a family-run chicken takeaway business.
Come on, let's get over. I'm going to show you 40 years. Stop the car, stop the car. What is Chickies? Is it a sauna parlour? Is it a brothel? What is it? I don't know.
And they have their work cut out with wannabe entrepreneur.
Other companies make socks and they sell their socks. I produce people.
Look at your poor girl, purple hands, and look at you in gloves, mate. What sort of bloke are you?
Who's going too fast, too soon.
Mate, you've got to learn to walk before you can run.
Yeah, and don't get your head up your backside.
Well, that's another way of putting it.
You really need to tell these blokes to forget all the fancy words, and they got to get their heads out of their ass and start some hard, serious work. You didn't say heads out their ass, to be honest, Pete. I didn't say do, I say Start again. Action. Michael, I've got some serious doubts about it.
You rolling there, Mark? Scrap everything we've just shot, we're starting again.